Karen ordered Grandpa to tear down his fence, so he made it 10 feet tall and lit up like Vegas. The quiet suburb of Willow Creek woke to a scream that could have shattered glass. "Tear it down, old man." Karen's voice sliced through the morning air, her manicured finger jabbing at the weathered wooden fence bordering Grandpa Joe's backyard. The 80-year-old widower, known for his prize-winning roses and gentle smile, stood frozen on his porch, clutching a mug of coffee. Karen, the neighborhood's self-appointed queen, had just bought the house next door. Her first act? Demanding Joe demolish the fence she deemed an eyesore to her vision of a perfect, unobstructed view for her Instagram-worthy pool parties. Her entitlement wasn't just bold, it was a wrecking ball aimed at Joe's quiet life. Joe tried reasoning. The fence, he explained, was built by his late wife, Clara, decades ago. It wasn't just wood. It was a memory, a boundary that held their love, their garden, their sanctuary. Karen didn't care. She scoffed, tossing her hair, and threatened to sue, claiming the fence lowered her property value. "It's hideous, and you're too old to understand aesthetics," she sneered, her voice dripping with condescension. Neighbors peeked through curtains, stunned but silent. Joe, humiliated, retreated inside, his hands trembling. Karen's demand wasn't just about a fence, it was about power, about bending a community to her will. The truth unraveled at the next neighborhood meeting. Karen, in a tailored blazer and heels that clicked like a metronome, presented a petition to the HOA complete with doctored photos exaggerating the fence's disrepair. She painted Joe as a stubborn relic, hoarding junk behind that rotting wall. But then, a twist. Mrs. Delaney, a quiet librarian who'd lived across the street for 30 years, stood up. She revealed Karen had been pressuring other neighbors to sign her petition, offering bribes like gift cards and threatening complaints about their own properties. Delaney held up a recording of Karen's voice, caught on her doorbell camera, bullying another neighbor into compliance. Gasps filled the room. Karen's polished facade cracked as she stammered, claiming it was just business. Joe, sitting in the back, felt a spark ignite. He wasn't just fighting for his fiancée, was fighting for his dignity. The confrontation erupted a week later. Karen, emboldened by her initial victory with the HOA's tentative approval, showed up at Joe's yard with a hired contractor. "Tear it down now, or I'll do it myself," she barked, grabbing a sledgehammer from the contractor's truck. She swung wildly, splintering a section of the fence, her face twisted with triumph. Joe, alerted by a neighbor's call, rushed outside. "Stop!" he shouted, his voice stronger than it had been in years. Karen laughed, calling him pathetic. But Joe wasn't alone. Mrs. Delaney and a dozen neighbors formed a human chain around the fence, phones out, recording Karen's tantrum. The contractor, sensing trouble, backed off. Karen, now screaming about lawsuits, swung the sledgehammer again, but tripped, tearing her designer coat on a jagged plank. The crowd murmured, some stifling laughs. Then, the second twist. The contractor, a burly man named Mike, revealed he'd gone to school with Joe's son. He refused to touch the fence, calling Karen's behavior disgusting, and walked off the job. Karen stood alone, humiliated, as the neighbors cheered Mike's exit. Karen's downfall was swift and spectacular. The recorded footage of her rampage went viral on a local X group, amassing thousands of shares. The HOA, flooded with complaints, reversed their decision, citing Karen's coercive tactics. Joe, inspired by the support, didn't just repair the fence, transformed it. With help from neighbors, he rebuilt it 10 feet tall, sturdy as a fortress, and adorned it with solar-powered lights that glowed like a Vegas marquee. He even painted a mural of Clara's roses on it, a tribute to her memory. Karen's view? Obliterated. Her pool parties? Canceled, as neighbors boycotted her invites. Her property value? Tanked, as buyers avoided the Karen house. She tried selling, but the glowing fence, now a local landmark, deterred even the boldest bidders. Whispers followed her everywhere. Her arrogance had built a prison of her own making. Joe's fence became more than a boundary. It was a symbol of resilience. Neighbors rallied around him, bringing him meals, helping tend his roses. At a community barbecue hosted in his yard, with the glowing fence as the backdrop, Joe raised a glass. To standing tall, he said simply, his eyes shining. The crowd roared. Karen, watching from her window, was alone, her empire of entitlement reduced to rubble. The story of Grandpa Joe's fence spread, inspiring others to stand up to bullies in their own lives. What do you think? Did Karen get what she deserved, or should Joe have compromised? Share your thoughts on X and join the conversation about justice and community.